evening and welcome to the Jay Duke Show on the Horse Network. Started this show back in May after the COVID hit and all that, and started this show because, you know, it's been a tough year. It's been a really difficult year for so many people, so many lives lost, so many tough things have happened for so many people, so many businesses have disappeared. And I wanted to bring some inspiration and some joy and some happiness to the equestrian community. So that was the purpose of the show, and it's been amazing to bring the fantastic riders we've had and share their stories. And I hope it's been educational and fun and informative for all. Tonight, special guest, Pedro Cebulka, a great friend of mine. He's been making the horse world better for, you know, as long as I've been involved in it. His character, his stories, his energy, how he's helped people. And so tonight is all about helping people and showing that spirit. And I hope if you've had a bit of a tough week or a tough month, I hope this show buoys your spirits for sure. I've got a friend with me tonight. I've got Lucky here, our three-legged ambassador. She's joining the show tonight. And I want you to, you know, again, if you need a companion in these times, whatever, check out the Humane Society. That's definitely the way to go right now and, you know, save a dog's life. I want to thank our partners tonight in charity, and that is Just World International. Just World International has, this year alone, is helping over 9,000 children with nutrition, with homes, with education. It's just such a fantastic charity to be involved with. And I really recommend, you know, please check out Just World Charity. And if you can, donate to them or help them out in any way. They are changing people's lives all over the world. They have been now for over a decade. And I want to thank them for joining us as our charity partner. I also want to thank Equivault for being with us, the best program out there for at-home training. So check out theequivault.com. You'll get a lesson emailed to you every Monday. Has your arena, has all the materials, has the jumps all laid out for you, and get those horses trained up. So I want to, without further ado, because there's going to be a lot of stories tonight, I want to bring on my special guest, Pedro Cebulka. He's going to be here at some point. And, oh, there we go. Pedro, it looks like you just got out of the room.
Out of the shower. I wanted to be sure it's beautiful. And anyway, there's going to be something in there when we look at our first subject. I'm going to explain a couple of things. So anyway, welcome everybody. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with my good friend Jay Duke. I remember when he was still in the lead line class about 55 years ago. So that's when I met him first, and he was doing very good. He came in second
in the lead line.
Second. Yeah, there was 27 horses, 26 were first, and Jay came second. So that was pretty good. Anyway, great to be with us. And I hope I can bring a bit of joy to you. That's what I like to do, bring a smile on your faces in those tough times.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pedro, you've done so much for the horse world, and I can't wait. And I can't wait for all of our viewers out there to hear the stories of how Pedro Cebulka came to be. So let's start off with your first horse show. You tell us how, in the very first show when you were ringmaster, where that was and how that happened.
Well, I want to rephrase that question. The very first show that I actually worked on, you know, so many people start in small shows, country shows, small shows. For me, it was a bit different. I was on a trip around the world in 1977. Some other Germans, we started in California, went all the way up Oregon, Washington, Vancouver Island. And in Banff National Park, I ran into a carpenter, Swiss carpenter. And we got talking, big guy with a big beard. I had a big beard. And he said that he was working on constructing, as a carpenter, the Meadow building in Spruce Meadows. The Meadow building, that's, of course, it was the first building on the international course. And he said, oh, that's nice. I used to ride horses in Germany, Hanoverian horses, just for fun, pleasure, riding lessons, and, you know, run out in the countryside. He says, well, you should come because we need some people, we need some strong guys like you. So I went up and I got a job as a carpenter helper, building the Meadow building for 3 or 4 days. And then we were done there. And then Albert Klei, our good friend and ringmaster, he came up to me and said, Pedro, why don't you come and work with me? You see, now I speak German. With me for the show. You can help us a bit. So that's an accent, not like me. Right. So Albert got me involved, and I did everything from maintenance, drawing. I remember I was drawing lines, white lines in the parking lot between the D barn and the C barn for trailers to park. There was Ron Southern, of course, the owner of Spruce Meadows, CEO of Atco. And then there was Mr. Campbell. He was the president of Avis Canada. And then was Pedro with a big beard and long wavy hair, a vagabond, a world traveler. So then we started off doing that. And well, pretty soon the Mexicans came with the horse trailer, and the Mexican grooms, they only spoke Spanish. Well, I traveled before I spoke Spanish, so I helped interpret for the Mexican team. Then the Europeans came, and in those days, nowadays the Germans have beautiful ladies for grooms from Sweden, from Holland, from England, from Finland, from all over the world. Norway. In those days, they only had Germans, and there was guys, and there's guys, they didn't speak a word of English, so I could translate there as well. And then I just started working away, doing everything really. My first 5-star show, everybody does everything. You start in the morning, you get your list from the show secretary, bang this, and you go around, and you finish in the evenings late. And then during the show, I would help to build courses with my master, Pamela Carruthers, whom I worked for many, many years building courses. So that's how I started. I did building, I did some announcing, I did maintenance, everything.
Wow.
Back
So
in 1977.
You're a really hands-on guy, and you just got in there and just said, hey, what do you need? And I'll do it type of thing. That sort of attitude, like jack of all trades, and whatever it is, I'm there.
Yeah, it was that time, it was a time in Canada here, a brand new event in Calgary where people didn't know the rodeo, but no idea about English riding. So Spruce Meadows really started something off. And for me, having the background with the European horses, and I said it was perfect. And know a bit of equestrian, the horses. It was fun. It was really fun. It was grassroots.
So did they ask you to run the gate, or how did you get to the end gate?
So that's okay. Now I did that for 77, 78, 80. I did that 77, 80, 81, 82. I did this for about 5 years. I worked at Spruce Meadows 3 or 4 months of the year in the summertime, and then I would travel in Central and South America. I was an international tour guide.
Okay.
I went with tourists to Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador, into Panama. I did 5 times the Inca Trail. I went into the jungle of the Amazon and into the lodge. We went out at night. We caught little caimans, little alligators. We fished for piranhas and traded them for cigars and some other big tourists, that had better stuff than we had. I went to Indonesia. I went on Bali, traveled Tanya Toraja, the Philippines, the trips there in the Bahamas. So I had some nice, exciting winters, traveling, learning languages. But then, of course, in the summertime, I was Spruce Meadows. And back in '83, the Southern family asked me to start or to help organize Equitana. We started this in Calgary and Spruce Meadows together with Wolf Krober.
Yeah.
And we went to Europe. I remember we went to Europe. I flew over first, and then Kim Kors, who was Nancy's husband, he came over, and then Ron came over. And having worked with Ron, you learn things. Ron was a people person. He was, of course, a financial genius. He could forecast the future. He helped his companies all the time. But he was also a salesman. And I remember Ron came over, and I had about 25 European manufacturers, Berkman trailers, supplement, all different things. They came up, and we all had a small room. But Ron Southern he could hardly talk. He came up with some kind of flu. He could not talk. He could whisper. Well, we invited everybody. They all came in, and then Ron spoke. And everybody paid attention. They leaned forward. I translated it for the ones in German. And we got some nice companies. We flew them over. And together with the horse industry bench, Doug Milligan and Les Burwash, we brought some European companies to Canada and later on Canadian companies to Equitana to Europe. I did that till to the end of 85. 86, I left Spruce Meadows full time, and I came to where I'm now, to Invermere, Fairmont Hot Springs, and started a new career there. But the Southern family asked me, now comes the story about the ringmaster. Pedro,
Okay. Yes.
you have been involved now for the last 10 years with the riders. You know them all. I used to organize the Thursday night ranch band party where we would take a horse trailer and we put a big horse trailer. I remember Hans's La Familia horse trailer. We put 50 grooms in there from all over the world. We put hay bales down. The grooms go in there. We set a bar, and we drove from Spruce Meadows with this huge trailer full, and some of our grooms as well. We drive up, park in front of the door, the main door of the arrangements. The big trailer stops. 50 people come out, and the atmosphere. And on the way down, we have a little drink, and we sing different songs from different countries. It's just a sing along. So the atmosphere, the togetherness for the grooms was fantastic. Well, the riders at the same time were in Heritage Park, and it was a very official, beautiful, stiff dinner. Potatoes, like Ron liked his potatoes, his meat, cheese, special cheese for dessert. That was all there. But pretty soon the riders came after to the henchmen, and because they enjoyed the party, the cowboy style. I mean, it was a great event. So we also had the mini Olympics for many, many years on Wednesday evening. There was something that Spruce Meadows started to get the riders more together, to get to know them, and to know Western Canadian hospitality. So we had the mini Olympics, which started off, and it got quite competitive. People, the more you cheat, the easier to win. And people tripping themselves. There was soccer, playing basketball, all different things. I mean, and then after every country for the prize game, we had to sing a song. So, yeah, I remember they had a hard time getting me off stage. It was crazy because they said, Pedro, you come with us, you sing. So I knew the riders. And 86 Ron says, you've partied with them, they trust you, they know you. Why don't you go to the in-gate? Because we had some people at the in-gate that are very nice and very polite. And nice and polite is good, and quiet is good. But we know the riders, they're all superstars. They're all very, now they go in the ring, they have to ride at the horse, they have to concentrate. They have the timing exactly right to come in at the right time. So if there's nobody forceful enough, maybe they said, okay, give me another couple of minutes. But if you lose a minute or two with every horse, you have 50 riders, there won't be any live television. We always had live television. We prided ourselves having live television. So on the other type, the other extreme was if you are a policeman, but I don't mean a good policeman, I mean a bad policeman. If you're a policeman, they're just shouting. People get a uniform and they yell, and if the riders don't come right away, if it's a problem, they start yelling, and they were too strong. And the rider says, well, I'm going to show him. Who the hell is he? He's yelling at me, and I'm a national rider. So I found a way at the gate and over the years, and right away, have fun with them, but also make sure that they understand I'm there for them. Yeah, look, right. Yeah, I'm there for them. That's a beautiful picture. Our world champion, Simone Bloom. Yes. So I'm there for the riders. I help them out. I get them in on time, and they know if there's a problem. I tell you, I'm working for you. My job is very simple as a ringmaster: get horse and rider safe, and on time, on the course or off the course, and off the course, both. Because as we will see. We also see there can be problems in prize giving. There's a nice shot here in Hong Kong. The organizers had a great idea. They said, and again, directors that are not that much involved in horses, I want all the ring crew to wave flags. Now I'm getting Dennis Lynch up there, and they're waving the flags, and the horse went a bit crazy. I said, stop. So I had to yell at my nice Chinese friends to stop the waving because the horse got a bit spooked. So in theory, the waving is nice, but in the pet, no, there you go. Well, I found an assistant ringmaster.
Yes.
I love it.
So how did you translate that start into becoming, the guy? I mean, you do every show, the Olympics and the World Games and all the major championships, and you do all the top stuff.
Yeah.
how did you translate, that start at Spruce Meadows into becoming, the only person that gets called to do these international events and have that popularity?
It started off, as I said, started there, and it was a big event. I was also on the plane on the 747s, Lufthansa, Flying Tigers, you name them, bringing the horses over. So again, we making sure that the horses come over safe from Europe. Before I was on there, I remember there was a flight, and they came on a DC-3, and I had my family from Germany, my both cousins and their wives. I had seats there, and Ron said, yeah, they can come over. There's extra seats. And, they went to Ostend, and they got dressed in nice tie, German leather jackets. And on the plane, when they came off, they said, oh my God, Pedro, it was terrible. The grooms were fighting. There was, it was really bad. So we decided there has to be somebody there that has authority, that can make sure, because all the grooms, of course, want to look after their horses first. That's the most important horse. And, some of the grooms are very strong, but there has to be a referee in there, and there's a veterinarian, but he is also, he looks after the horses. So they got me on those flights, and I would fly horses for 20 years. That was fun. I went to all the shows, and then back in '96, Linda Allen actually got me, and I had this hat. There we go, my first Olympics. My first Olympics was to go to
96. That was is that Atlanta?
96 was
Atlanta.
96 was a small one. Atlanta, here. Look at this. Yeah. That's what I used to look like. Staff, a question. So I went there, and I was actually I came to get in as a course builder, working with Linda Allen. But once I started, my friend from California, who's also a judge, announcer, she was doing the gate. She said, why don't you do the ingate? You do it all the time, you do it. So then I did the ingate right away and worked with the riders. I did the ingate for the jumping. Okay. And I remember Otto Becker was on the team, and he was engaged or married to Nicole Wolf. The horse, I think it was Rembrandt, a beautiful horse. And then Nicole says, wow, dressage, it's so boring. You make all the jokes. How come you come to dressage? We have the nice people there, but when you're there, there's fun. You make the jokes, you get them all motivated to become, I said, and Otto says, well, Pedro will never do dressage. It's much too boring. Well, I did some dressage. But so I did 96, I did the Olympics. Then in 98, Eleonora Ottaviani and Alan Poudre were involved in the World Equestrian Games in Rome, same hat. And they said, why don't we get Pedro to come over? So I went over to Rome. I spent weeks in Rome, the World Equestrian Games, and it was really nice. It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So then in 2000, next Olympics. In 99, what a beautiful 99 Pan American Games in Winnipeg. Oh my God. Ian Miller. I remember Ian Miller had a broken foot. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Ian Miller was riding with a broken foot. And I think he was 5 horses out, and I was at the in-gate, and Ian went clear. So I said, well, Ian, you're fit, I think. Then the next competitor had a rail down. He says, oh my God. I said, Ian, you're number 4, close to the podium. Number 4, you get a bit of water. So he drank some water. Olympic Games.
There you go, for sure.
The next rider had 2 rails down. Oh, Ian, you're on the podium. Oh, a bit more water again. And it was hot. And he was right there with me. We were right together. He was watching it. The next rider, I'm not sure if it was Margie or somebody, had a refusal. Something happened. Ian, you got silver. And the last rider, something happened again. So Ian won the gold medal. It was unbelievable. Those are moments you will never forget. I won't, and I'm sure Ian won't. And it was very special. And then they selected Ian to carry the flag for the closing ceremonies, and he did it with a broken foot. So anybody that says it's not a tough sport, our riders are not tough, excuse me, you haven't met those guys. They're really tough. And then it just carried on Pan American Games. I've done 6 Olympic Games. Jerez in 2002, the World Equestrian Games. And Aachen, I guessed in Aachen. I didn't work in Aachen. 2006, 2010, Kentucky was beautiful. And then 14, Normandy. And 18 in Troy. Also great, beautiful games. Very exciting.
What would you say is, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What would you say is the most fun horse show that you work at? What, where is it? And I mean, you have a great time wherever you go. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Robbie Williams.
Wherever
that's at the Glock show in Treffen. Yeah. So Robbie Williams. He gave me the microphone, and so we did a bit of singing together. That was fun. That was really good.
What would you say is a really fun show that you go to that just stands out, because of, it just suits Pedro Cebulka? What is that show?
Okay. I tell you what, I mean, all the shows I do now, I'm lucky enough that they love me, I love them, and we have a really good time. But there is a type of show, and I would call it the German friendships, and we also had the Russian friendships, where I go back from the superstars, the 5 stars, everything else. I go back to the grassroots. It's called the German friendships. Ole Maelze-Bexton and his son Lars Maelze-Bexton and Ike Maelze-Bexton and Frank Rothenberger, who was the founder there. They started something back in 1999, and their principle, their theme, their idea was friendships, not championships. They said, let's get together one kid from a foreign country, and we get one rider from Germany. So imagine kids come from all over the world, and there's now waiting lists of people that want to come from, and we have from Africa, Asia, North America, South America, Russia, Azerbaijan, anywhere, South Africa. And those kids arrive on Tuesday morning, and then they all get together, all the kids and their parents and their trainers, if they have trainers, and we all get together. And then I call up the foreign guest and the German and the kid, and they meet for the first time. Big picture, I'm crazy. And everybody claps, and from Canada, introducing Jay Duke. Just like my friend who's buff in the UFC. So we make it fun, and everybody claps. And then they meet in the afternoon. In the afternoon, they find their horses. Every German kid brings 2 horses. So then they try the horses out, and they draw. And quite often, the horse owner will give the better horse to the guest to make sure it's a new horse. So it's unbelievable. And then on Wednesday, we have lessons. We get top international riders like Ludger Beerbaum, Mike Beerbaum, Bertram Allen, John Whitaker. We have Niall Nasser, who was one of my kids. And he is now, of course, a 5-star rider. He's one of my kids. And Abdel Said, another one of our kids that came there, and they come now, and they give half our lessons to groups, 5 or 6 kids, half an hour outside in the warm-up, half an hour in the big ring, in the grass arena. And it is interesting for the kids, so they get a feel for the horses, and they get top instructors. Wednesday evening, the party, and then Thursday we go to the town hall, and I think we have a picture. There's a picture of me. If Carly can find that one, where I'm in front. See, I'm also, look, there we go. This is on Thursday evening, kids from all over the world. We all walk up there. We all walk up to the town hall. The dignitaries, like the EU commissioner right now, Ursula von der Leyen, she was our patron for many years. Ronald was a patron. Nancy Southern was a patron. Princess Haya was a patron. And they come on carriages. And then when they arrive, this is the show we given, the big welcome. We blow the horns. If you look at my chest right above the belt, there's a beautiful bugle horn. We have a bugle session for them. So yeah. And it's just fun. And I have to remind the kids, but even more the parents, that it's friendships, not championships. That is something that we make very clear. And believe me, and the kids understand it. The kids, you go in together, nice, you salute together. And if something happens, it's a team event. If one rider has two refusals or falls off, the team is out. But anybody can win. I always say it's easy to win. When you win, you're on top of the world, it's easy. But when you have some setbacks, especially in a team, and when we talk about nation cup later on, the pressure is there. So then you see the greatness, and there's some tears, and then I put them together. Yeah, and there's now over 20 years, there's friends for life. There's the group and people. There's now Katie from New Zealand and then friends from Mexico. They get together, and they have now adult master classes all over the world, where lots of my kids, I call them now, are competing. So that's for me, that's very special. It's fun, and there's some kids feeling they're very shy, so I try to bring them out, and there's some they're mouthy like me right away. So I try to tune them down and say, okay, give your friend a chance. You're not too overwhelmed. So it is really, it's very rewarding. I would say that's
to work with all the very best riders in the world, and and then to focus, to say, your favorite moments and whatever, working with the kids and the junior stars, and that says so much about you. And you've got your Just World hat on right now, and I know you're involved with Just World, our charity partner here at the Jay Duke Show and Horse Network, and that says so much about you and the kind of the guy that you are and the man that you are, and that's such a special thing that you do for everyone. And you help to bring those great memories, and those kids will never forget those moments they have at things like the Friendship Games. On a bit of a different note, what's a moment that for you at the in-gate was a scary moment? Is there something that stands out to you that just really got your heart racing, and you weren't sure what was going to happen?
Yeah. See, I go different. I'm going another hat. I'll just make it easy. Oh, why we talk about the kids? See, no. I go back. Why we talk about the kids? It became a custom now for the kids to bring Pedro a crazy hat. So this is from the South African.
Nice.
Cricket team. It's, it's a helmet that they put together. That's what the kids brought me. And I have South African hats. I'm riding every morning in my duo. I ride to work, and I have a Colombian hat. So the kids bring me hats and outfits, and it is just so nice souvenir. Yeah. So they bought into.
There's a great
go. Look at it.
There's a great pick from you working with the junior riders, and I know my oldest daughter rode with you at one of those type of events, and she just thrived and loved riding with you there, and you made the whole show so much fun.
Yes, exactly. So now I tell you, tough moments. I remember a couple of things. I know way back, many years ago at the in-gate, a horse called Denison. There is a video, but I really something I couldn't put together, and I wouldn't put it on because it's really, really scary. I was at the in-gate, and I had a white shirt on. I had my hat on, and Tim Grubb, may he rest in peace, great English national and American rider, great coach. He was a Denison, and for the people that know the international ring at Spruce Meadows, on the south side is the in-gate, and on the furthest north side, about 3 miles away, there is the Devil's Dyke. The Devil's Dyke rails, then rails out again. And Tim Grubb's horse refused in front of Devil's Dyke, and he fell off the horse forward. He pulled the bridle, the bit, everything out, and the horse was pulling, and Tim didn't realize it. He let go. And the horse started coming towards the in-gate. And I have it in 3 different movies, CTV or CC, I forgot it was. They have it in slow motion where you can hear the horse breathing. And it goes faster and faster. And just, Murphy's Law, a few horses back, another horse was loose. And I like to always be out early enough to scare the horse that give it a chance. And my good friend Gerd Morgan at Spruce Meadows, breeding master, he says, Pedro, you go a little bit too early. You wait till they come closer, then they don't do too many circles. Well, Denison comes and I wait a little longer and I come out, hands high, hands high, hands high. The horse sees me. It tries to stop on his hind legs, but it's so fast. I move to the side. I smell the sweat. The sweat hits me. The horse bites on his behind, breaks the red and white lollipop barrier. Behind me is Anne, Tim's groom. She gets hit. I saw the video. Does a 360 and is on flat, unconscious, done.
Oh.
I remember I go back right away. I call the horse. Later gets caught by our farrier Lance. I call right away and first aid, bang, bang, bang. My wife comes on the corner with our Jake Russell and she only sees the big white shirt on the floor. She thought it was me, but I was already there organizing. So that was scary. I went to visit Anne in the hospital and she was not even taken the horse to the international ring. She had some heavy concussions and never be the same again. So that was tough.
Wow, that is terrifying. Yeah.
That was tough. That was really scary. There was another incident in Morocco, and I think we have a picture there. That's a funny one. If Carly finds a picture, yeah, look at this. This is when I say to bring the horse in and out of the ring safe and on time. Yeah. Ramsey, my friend Ramsey is on the horse, and we knew the horse is difficult for the prize giving, but he said, okay, we're gonna try. So what I like to do before I take the horse in for the prize giving, I have 6 horses. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 horses. I like to go to all of them, make them, number one, see my outfit, that I don't scare them, let them hear my voice, let them smell me, I touch them, so that they get used. And sometimes, if they're a little bit skittish, scared, I said to the rider, just bring him up to me, It's important that we do it now. So then the horses know me, good, fine. Then when I'm in the ring and the sponsor comes up here, my good friend, then I'm there with the horse. My job is then to calm the horse down and also hold it, make sure that the sponsor doesn't get hurt because the sponsors are very important for our horse shows. Of course, the human being. Yeah? So here we are. Here we had Morocco and Ramsey. We knew the horse was difficult. And you can hold the horse, but only so much. At the end of the day, the horse is strong. If you hold so much, it puts all the pressure on, and we know the horse can flip over. And it happens, and then people can get hurt, horse can break the back. So this horse, let me tell you the story that our good friend Jane Titball told me about this. Let's get the picture back again, please, Carly, because I want to. So Jane told me, what happened? I said, well, the horse went up, and she says, I was in the stand close by, and I saw what happened. The horse went up. You went up to the horse, you took it by the knee, and you moved the horse away from the sponsor, and then put the horse down again. I said, what? Yes, you did it. I don't know how you did it, but it was just a reflex. You can see, you were totally cool. And that's what you have to learn. You have to have instinct, 40 years of working with horses in situations that, for some of them, they're very nervous, and there are some that are crazy outside and good inside. Others are great in the ring, but just for the prize giving. So then, took the horse and moved it over and put it down again. I said, well, that's good. Thank you, Jane.
That's incredible too. And you may have saved that man's life. That's really, really incredible. What is, and I'm sure you could write a book about this next question, but we'll try to limit it to one. What would you say is the funniest thing you've ever heard at the back gate? I mean, is there something that just, some riders said that just, there's some riders I know that are, they're really relaxed, and before they go in the ring, or they're cracking jokes, or, and there's some people that are very serious about it. And is there something that stands out to you that, where somebody just, before they went in the ring, or when they came out of the ring, they said something?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's funny, after I left Spruce Meadows full-time 2005, and then I went more traveling around the world, some riders told me some funny stories that I didn't even realize. A good friend, second thing that goes to memory. a good friend, a lady, a good friend of mine, she just got married to another Irish friend of mine. I can't think of her name, sorry. But she says, Pedro, I never forget the first time I'm at the international ring. And I was so nervous. And you call me up. I call them 10, 9, 8. I like to call 10 out just so that they know now you can space out, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, so they know. And I was so nervous. I was shaken. And you come up to me just before I go in and say, here, with an ice cream. Why don't you try a bit of ice cream? I looked, I took the ice cream, I licked the ice cream, I said, oh. And so I went in the ring and it was great. And there are so many of those stories. I mean, Richard Spooner told me, Pedro, do you know that in my dream I hear your crazy voice sometimes? Richard to the gates. And he's got his style that I appreciate, and the way he goes in, and when he comes out, he always does one more turn before he comes out, and he's a sugar. The horse bends down to the side, he gives the sugar to the horse. So people have different systems, but I'm sure there's many funny stories, and that a couple more might come up. Yeah.
Yes.
We look at pictures.
Yeah, such great characters, and I think that with your confidence and your calmness at the back gate, you would really bring out the very best in that, and I'm sure that does help the riders, because of course there's a lot of nerves and pressure going in there. So you are helping each and every one of them in your own little way to perform their very best. Carly, I know that we have a few pictures, and we've shown some great pictures tonight. I think we have a couple.
Carly, do the one, John Whitaker. First the horse and then the ride. Oh, this is a nice one. Oh yeah, here we have.
I'd like to do these pictures, Pedro. If you could tell us just a brief little story behind each picture here, because you can just see the joy and happiness that you bring to people. Go ahead.
Yeah, something that I think it's a custom to do is to bite into the gold medal or the silver medal, the bronze medal, and here, of course, with our Canadian team, I've been with him. I've been with the Canadian team. Yes, I work the same for everybody, but that's a custom that you bite into the medal, and also do it when the riders go on the podium. I like to direct them and say, okay, everybody on the podium now, together off the horse now. If there's no director, as Carly would know, then they don't know when to get off and what and how to go. So I said beforehand, when I said off the horse now, then they get off the horse. And then bronze goes on, then silver, and gold. And then everybody waves, then you get the medal. And then now everybody puts the medal into their mouth. So they do that. Yeah. And now everybody turn to the right in the stadium. They all turn. It looks beautiful if they all do the same thing and they all wave. The other side, that the whole stadium, turn once around. And then everybody goes to the middle. So there's certain things that we do. Yeah, good. Next picture. Let's see what we got.
Let's see Pedro's glasses for a second here, Carly. Let's see got on. I like those.
I've got the Canadians. I've got the Canadians. Good. Next picture.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a great picture. So John Whitaker gets dumped in Paris. The groom is next there, and the horse is really crazy. And once he gets off, oh my God, she was afraid. I said, no, let me handle it. So I take the horse. I met the horse before. I took the horse. I caught the horse in. And then what I like to do is, because, it's tough for the rider. You're in the big event and you get thrown off. It doesn't matter if you're one of the best riders in the world. So then I like to make fun for it. Look at all the people in the back. They're all smiling. Look at John. He's crying, laughing. And so he is laughing. The TV camera is right there. Everybody's laughing, smiling. Yes, you fall off the horse. But we had fun. Look at the VIP. They're laughing. Hey, that's great. So things like this, I think it's very important. It's fun to make it fun. Because in the tough moments, that's when you need a real friend.
Yes. Absolutely. That's fantastic. What are you wearing?
Oh, that's a nice one.
Okay, what do we got here?
See, that's in Brazil. Philip Weiss and myself, the two Elvis masks, I put them on, and I love taking pictures with riders, with everybody, and people. When I go to a show, I'm dressed up. There's hundreds of people that take pictures when I'm there, and I'm happy to do it with the kids, with the family. Hey, that's what I'm there for. Here, Philip Weishaupt in Brazil. Yeah, that's a fun picture. That's nice. Elvis
You
Presley.
are like a real life celebrity. This is incredible. I mean, look at these life experiences you have. This is incredible.
This is the Nations Cup in Morocco. I lead the Nations Cup and I walk in the Moroccan team. And I got the special jalabia, the special shoes, the white shoes and the hat that I got from the prince in Morocco. And I put it on for the special class to show respect for the country, yeah, and for the customs. And the people love it. The people love it. And after this particular class, I remember we were all done and there was supposed to be a little get together. Well, I missed it because I was 45 minutes just having pictures of all the people, the common people there with their family, their kids. Come on, next picture with all the kids, the women, the guys. So I like to bring joy to them, and pictures from me tell a story, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. And what do we have here?
Yeah. Here, it's another competition as well. There I have the Moroccan colors, the green and the red Moroccan colors. I'm working with the team again at a different occasion. Yeah, it's
right.
I spent, normally I would be right now in Morocco. I would have finished yesterday Rabat, and I would go to Al Jadida. I love to do 3 weeks in Morocco. The people like me. I love the people. They're good horse people. They love their horses. Yeah, so it's fun. Nice memories.
Wow, that's amazing. We have one more photo, one more story.
Now that is a story. 2013, we're at the European Championships. Charlotte Dujardin, winner of the gold medal dressage. We are outside. We're outside of the ring, getting ready to walk. It's a huge arena in Herning, a huge arena. You walk in on the one side, you walk all the way to the left to the end, and then you come on the other side, and then you have to walk straight across the arena, and all the photographers, 50, 100 photographers, the media is all facing when you come down. So I says, Pedro, can I just have your hat for 1 minute, just for a quick picture? I said, yeah, of course. Give her my hat. She said, oh, that's good. You know what? Why don't I write in with your hat? Said, no, I can't do that. Come on, I'm crazy, but this is the official European Championship. She says, well, let's do it. I can't refuse a gold medal champion. You know, I'm American, I know. So we walk in, she's got the hat on, and we walk all the way around, and then she stops there, puts her hand on my shoulder. I'm wearing her helmet, and there's a picture. I'm wearing the coat I'm wearing. Animo has sponsored coats for me for over 10 years. They made a special coat with all the flags of the nations there. You know, we have, it says European Championships and jumping and the paras. So the red shoes, of course, the red belt. So there was the picture. Yeah, a beautiful picture of the year, I would say, really special.
Oh, that's incredible. That is amazing. And one last thing for you, your involvement with Just World, our charity partner tonight. You've been involved with them for a long time, and you know you've talked about, you know, obviously everyone can see your kindness and caring and such, and it's just overflowing out of you. What can you tell the audience about Just World International?
Well, Jessica Newman has been a friend of mine before she started Just World. And all of us in the horse world, we are very privileged. What we have, I mean, we have a sport that we enjoy. We do work that we enjoy. We are very privileged. So Jessica founded, maybe now 12 years ago, also 10 years ago, but it's even more than, she founded Just World International, where she has equestrian riders, and also officials, like I'm an official. There's riders, officials. We have grooms that are people involved in the equestrian world that are donating their time, some money, to help kids around the world. We have projects in Cambodia, in Guatemala. My wife and I visited there. I made music with the kids in Guatemala. I did a horse show there. I mean, the way it works is there's about 7,000 kids, and Just World is giving them education. Because if you educate kids, that's a way to get them out of poverty. And also alimentation, just basic food for the kids. In Guatemala, for example, Los Patojos, a school teacher that donated or gave his house, first of all, to kids that come out of school at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but the parents are at work till 7 o'clock. So there's now 5, 6, 7 hours where the kids can be in the street, get into trouble. There's gangs, everything else. Or they could be together in a Just World project with a beautiful teacher and volunteers and do the homework, make music, do arts. So I'm so proud to be associated and to be the mascot as well, the mascot and spokesperson for Just World. And Jessica, I'd like to thank Jessica, of course, and all the many ambassadors, the technical ambassadors, and also the writers that are helping us to help the less privileged young people around the world. Yeah?
Absolutely. And thank you so much to Just World for being our charity partner tonight World with Horse Network and the J. Duke Show. It really means so much. Oh, are we reading something now? What are these glasses? Pedro, he's probably got more props for us coming up. I do want to tell you all about next week. Brian Maugray, up and coming superstar in the United States. He's just tearing it up down there, and we're going to have Brian on the show next week. Very excited about that. I want to thank Equivault for being with us tonight. Again, it's the world's largest online library of show jumping lessons and exercises. So check them out. And I want to thank Pedro so much. Your love of horses and your love of people and your kindness is what the world needs right now. And having you on the show has really been an honor and a privilege to have my old friend here. And I appreciate you mentioning my top accomplishment ever in the big ring as well, being second in that lead line class. That was a moment for me. I still have the ribbon. And we even have music on the taking set.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Bedankt. Obrigado. Well, it was a pleasure. Jay, Carly, thank you very much for making my day.
Thank you so much.
You have to look good.
And we'll wrap up the show by letting everyone please ride safely and respect the horse. They're amazing animals, and we're so privileged and lucky to be working with them. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Take care.